Hey everyone, welcome back to Supercar. Today we're taking a deep dive into the 2025 Dacia Duster, a car that's making waves in the automotive world. But before you rush out to buy one, there are a few surprising problems you need to know about. We're talking about those little quirks and annoyances that nobody really tells you about until you're already behind the wheel. Now I know what you're thinking, the Duster? But it's known for being affordable and practical, and you're right, it is. But even the most budget-friendly cars have their downsides. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 surprising problems with the 2025 Dacia Duster that you definitely need to be aware of. If you love learning about the latest in the automotive world, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Alright, let's kick things off with the first quirk of the 2025 Dacia Duster, the engine noise. Now this isn't your typical engine roar that you'd expect from a sports car. No, this is something a little different, a little unexpected. You see, the Duster now comes with a full hybrid powertrain, which in theory should make it quieter and more fuel efficient. And for the most part it is. But there's a catch. When the gasoline engine kicks in to charge the battery, it can get surprisingly loud. It's not a deafening roar, mind you, but it's definitely noticeable, especially if you're cruising along in electric mode and suddenly the engine decides to whir to life. It's like having a quiet conversation interrupted by a lawnmower starting up next door. Now, I'm not saying this is a deal breaker, but it's definitely something to be aware of, especially if you're someone who values a quiet and refined driving experience. It's one of those things that might not bother you at first, but over time, it could become a minor annoyance, especially on longer drives. Imagine this. You're cruising down the highway, enjoying the scenery, and just as you settle into a comfortable silence, the engine kicks in, disrupting the tranquility. It's not a huge problem, but it's definitely noticeable, and something that potential buyers should be aware of. Dacia has done a good job with the overall refinement of the Duster, but this engine noise is one area where they could have done better. It's not a constant issue, but it's something that you'll notice from time to time, and it can be a bit jarring when it happens. Let's talk about the Duster's acceleration, or should I say, lack thereof. Now I get it, this isn't a performance SUV by any stretch of the imagination. It's designed to be practical, affordable, and fuel efficient, and in those areas it delivers. But if you're looking for a vehicle that's going to pin you back in your seat when you hit the gas pedal, the Duster is not it. Even with the mild hybrid system providing an extra boost, the Duster's acceleration is best described as leisurely. It's not painfully slow, but it's not going to win any races either. Merging onto the highway requires some careful planning, and overtaking slower vehicles takes a bit more time than you might expect. Under the hood, you'll find a 1.6-liter 4-cylinder engine paired with an electric motor, generating a combined output of 129 horsepower. That might sound decent on paper, but in reality it's just enough to get the Duster moving. The CVT transmission, while smooth, doesn't do any favors for the acceleration either. Now I understand that not everyone needs a car that can go from 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. But even for everyday driving, the Duster's lackluster acceleration can be a bit frustrating at times. It's not a deal breaker, but it's definitely something to keep in mind, especially if you're used to driving a more powerful vehicle. So if you're looking for a car that's going to provide an exhilarating driving experience, the Duster might not be the best choice. But if you prioritize fuel efficiency and affordability over performance, then the Duster's leisurely acceleration might not be a big deal for you. Alright, let's step inside the 2025 Dacia Duster and take a closer look at the interior. Now I'll be honest with you, don't expect to be blown away by luxurious materials and cutting-edge technology. The Duster's interior is all about functionality and practicality, which is reflected in the choice of materials. One thing you'll notice right away is the abundance of hard plastics. Seriously, they're everywhere. From the dashboard to the door panels, it's a sea of hard, scratchy plastics that wouldn't look out of place in a budget rental car. Now I get it, hard plastics are durable and easy to clean, which makes them a practical choice for a car that's designed to be affordable. But they don't exactly scream premium or high quality. The seats are comfortable enough, but again, don't expect Napa leather or Alcantara inserts. You're getting basic cloth upholstery that's functional but not particularly luxurious. The steering wheel is also wrapped in a hard, plasticky material that doesn't feel particularly nice to the touch. Now I'm not saying the Duster's interior is a complete disaster, it's functional, well laid out, and there's plenty of space for both passengers and cargo. But if you're someone who appreciates a more upscale and refined interior, the Duster might leave you wanting more. It's clear that Dacia has cut some corners in the interior department to keep the price down, and that's understandable. But I can't help but feel like they could have done a bit better, even with a limited budget. Alright, let's talk about the 2025 Dacia Duster's infotainment system. Now on the surface, it doesn't look too bad. You get a chunky touchscreen display that sits prominently on the dashboard, and it comes standard with all the essential features including web-linked navigation, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. So far so good, right? Well, here's the catch. The system can be painfully slow and unresponsive at times. Seriously, it's like using a smartphone from a decade ago. There's a noticeable lag between tapping the screen and the system actually responding, which can be incredibly frustrating, especially when you're trying to do something simple like changing the radio station or adjusting the climate control settings. The navigation system, while functional, isn't the most intuitive or user-friendly either. The graphics look dated, and the routing can be a bit wonky at times. I found myself relying on my smartphone's navigation app more often than not, which kind of defeats the purpose of having built-in navigation in the first place. Now, I understand that infotainment systems have become incredibly advanced in recent years, and it's difficult for budget-friendly cars to keep up. But even by those standards, the Duster's infotainment system feels a generation behind the competition. It's not a complete deal-breaker, but it's definitely something that potential buyers should be aware of. If you're someone who relies heavily on their car's infotainment system, the Duster's laggy and outdated system might be a major source of frustration. However, if you're not too bothered by a slightly sluggish infotainment experience, then it might not be a big deal for you. Okay, let's talk safety features on the 2025 Dacia Duster. Now, it's important to note that the Duster has made strides in this department, especially with the latest model. To comply with stricter EU safety standards, Dacia has added more active safety tech, which is definitely a good thing. However, it's worth remembering that the Duster has historically lagged behind its competitors when it comes to safety features. While it now offers features like automatic emergency braking and lane departure warning, these are quickly becoming standard fare in even the most basic of cars. So, while the Duster is no longer a safety slouch, it's not exactly leading the pack either. Some drivers might find the safety systems lacking compared to competitors that offer more advanced features like adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert. Now, I'm not saying the Duster is an unsafe car. It has the essentials covered, and the added active safety tech is definitely a step in the right direction. But if you're someone who prioritizes having the latest and greatest safety features, the Duster might not be the best choice. It's clear that Dacia is playing catch-up in the safety department, and that's understandable given its focus on affordability. But as safety technology continues to advance at a rapid pace, it's crucial for manufacturers like Dacia to keep up, even in their budget-friendly offerings. So there you have it, folks. 5 surprising problems with the 2025 Dacia Duster that nobody really tells you about. From the odd engine noise to the laggy infotainment system, the Duster has its quirks, that's for sure. But it's important to remember that this is a budget-friendly car, and you can't expect it to be perfect. Despite its shortcomings, the Duster remains a compelling option for buyers looking for a practical, affordable, and fuel-efficient SUV. It's spacious, well-equipped, and offers decent value for money. Just be aware of those quirks before you sign on the dotted line. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to Supercar for more in-depth reviews and automotive insights. See you in the next video.